Close your eyes for a second. If you had never been here before in this space that you're in right now, without touching anything, would you know how big the room you're in is? Because you can tell. You've always been able to. The size of the space you're in, whether or not there's a wall close to your face, the difference between a stairwell and a closet. You read all of that without seeing it. You read it in sound. Those of us with sight kind of dilute this ability over time. We kind of take it for granted, but it can be trained and built up. Most of the time when we're talking about listening to the world, we're talking about being receptive. You get quiet, you let the space around you reveal itself. Bird song, the wind, the hum of a room. You're taking it in, but there's an older, stranger gesture hiding beneath all of that. It's not waiting for the world around you to speak. It's calling out and reading what comes back, like a bat. You can train yourself to sense that environment a little stronger. You emit a sound, the world answers, and inside that answer is a real map, a clap in a canyon, a footstep in the dark, your own voice, thrown out ahead of you like a hand reaching into the room before you are. I love the voice. It has power. It can be manipulated, used like a tool. Your spaces can get rebuilt out of echoes. There are people who can do this with precision, incredibly well. One of them is Daniel Kish. He's been blind since he was a baby, and he moves through this world. He hikes, he rides a bike, by making sharp clicks with his tongue and listening to how that returns to him. He calls it flash sonar. The click goes out, hits the world, and it comes back carrying the shape of everything it touched. The wall, the tree, the gap between two parked cars. There have been researchers who put out expert echolocators into a brain scanner and played them their returning echoes. And the part of the brain that lit up was not just the hearing center. It was the visual cortex. The brain takes the echo and treats it like light. It builds a picture. These navigators don't exactly hear the wall like you hear a song. At some level, they're seeing it with sound. The voice or the click becomes an eye. And this is not something uncommon or rare. It's dormant. Seeing people carry a sleeping version of it. It can be woken up. You're already doing a faint version of it every time you sense a room before you look into it. Now change the probe. Instead of a click, give it a sustained tone. Sing into the room. Sing in front of you. A click measures distance, but a sustained note does something else. It goes looking for the room's shape and voice. Every enclosed space has a pitch that it wants to ring at, a frequency baked into its dimensions and into its stone. Most of the time it sleeps. But if you sweep your voice up through the pitches, searching, there's a moment when you'll hit it, and that entire room suddenly wakes up. It couples to you. The sound stops coming from your throat and starts coming from the walls. You feel it in your chest before you understand it in your ears. The brain's incredible, right? This is what throat singers and overtone singers have always done in caves, temples, hunting, with the body, looking for the note that lights up the space. So the scientist measures the chamber's resonance with a microphone and a speaker, and the singer finds the exact same number with their throat. Your body becomes the instrument and the readout. The moment you strike the room's true pitch, the feedback tells you. You've measured a building with your voice. Every tradition that sang into a space was doing two things at one time. They were calling out to a standing stone, a cave, and paying attention to how it answered. This is on one hand pure physics. You're reading boundary conditions with your vocal sonar. You're sensing geometry with sound. But it's also, on the other hand, what reverence has always looked like. You address the space as if it were a presence, and it replies back. You give it a soul, you bring it to life, and it talks back to you. I don't think these two are competing explanations. They're the same act seen from two different perspectives. The instrument and the prayer have never separated. So the next time you walk into an old room, a stone space, a place that feels like it's holding its breath, don't just listen. Make a sound, a low one, and wait. Whatever comes back is the room speaking to you, telling you where you are. It's hot here in the southern Appalachian foothills, and there's a lot going on outside right now, and the pool is still warm. So let me get this one up and I'll talk back at you later.